Hello, everybody, and welcome to the October 22nd, 2018 edition of the Ephrom Josine Show. I am your host, Ephrom Josine, and yes, a new column will be coming out tonight. You can see it on ephromjosine.blogspot.com like you normally can. And with that said, let's actually get into the show. Now, I figured we should start by talking about the weird move the Donald Trump administration has been trying to do to gear up for the midterm. Now, of course, during elections, Republicans always run on distractions. That's their main goal, especially when they don't have any real issues to deal with, and especially when they're running for re-election. In 2004, the issue was the gays were coming, and we needed to amend the Constitution to ban gay marriage. Now, Donald Trump, as we all know, said he would not do that. In fact, he actually held up an LGBT flag during a rally. And then picked Mike Pence as his vice president, who said that being gay was just as bad as smoking. And also said smoking didn't do anything. So, maybe he is pro-gay. Who knows? However, with the 2018 midterms coming up, it seems like the Republicans have a new target. Just in time, those dirty trans people, because they're the reason why you're doing poor. It isn't because they have actually taken our capitalistic country and turned it in such a way where only a few benefit, and when that few benefit, it is seen as everyone benefiting, regardless of how much others are benefiting. No, it's the fault of the transgender people because they have identities that don't match what they were born. Let's ignore the fact that there's actually a wide variety of reasons that could happen, including brains literally not being developed correctly, and that this is proven to be the best treatment for gender dysphoria. Nope. The New York Times reports the Trump administration is considering narrowly defining gender as a biological, immutable condition determined by genitals at birth. Of course, as people who actually know things know, that term is actually sex, according to, scientists, while gender can refer to multiple things. In fact, the definition of gender directly mentions that it often more refers to cultural differences as opposed to biological ones, as well as psychological differences. The most drastic move yet in a government-wide effort to roll back recognition and protection of transgender people under federal civil rights law. Now, why are they doing this? Because may I remind you, this is the same president who reversed transgender bans, or reversed the lift on transgender bans in the military and rebanned them. The reason being, simply, these are the people it's okay to pick on still. Back throughout most of human history, or at least back throughout most of American history, other countries have had very different styles. The people it was always okay to pick on were the homosexuals. It was their fault anything bad happened. And before then it was the Jews, or sometimes in some countries it was always the Jews. But now you can't really do the Jews or the gays anymore, so instead we've moved and now we're doing the transgenders. The people who don't identify with their birth sex. Let's ignore the fact that we actually know why this is, and it's an honest medical condition that is actually treated through transitioning. That doesn't matter. What does matter is it's okay to call them weird. Anyway, our next story comes to us from Politicon, which is basically where all of our column stories are going to take place this week. Because yes, Politicon happened over the weekend. Now, as we covered on Thursday, conservative columnist and Republican propagandist, aka partisan hack, Ann Coulter, was challenged to debate Kyle Kulinski and rejected, and then went on television and said no liberal was going to debate her because they just couldn't find anyone. Now, why did cowardly Ann Coulter do this? Well, simple, because she's a liar. This has been established for years. Her career is doing Republican propaganda. That's why she only got famous, because she wrote that book basically saying how great Ken Starr was back in '98. However, she had an AAA, as she called it, and asked Ann Coulter anything, which sounds like a very unpleasant experience. But many Kyle Kalinske fans simply asked her why she backed out of debating Kyle. And the answer is simple: because apparently he's not worth debating. Yeah, that's where the of substance part comes in. Let's ignore the fact she's written about 10 books about how easy it is to debate your average liberal. Therefore, if she is right, wouldn't this be the easiest thing she's ever done? I'm just saying, when you write that much about how stupid liberals are, when that's your entire career, that's been your career on coming up for 20 years now, you would think that it would be like it would be the easiest thing ever. You just have the points in your head, they just say their talking points, and you debunk it in 10 seconds flat. But no, and make no mistake, this is because Ann Coulter is a coward. She does not actually want to have her ideas challenged because she knows if they were to be challenged in an honest debate, she would lose. That's why the only network she regularly appears on is Fox. She is a partisan shill, and that has been established time and time again. And Ann Coulter fans, if you want to prove me wrong, I wrote an article specifically going through one of her books and debunking the claims in the first chapter. If you can prove those claims wrong, then I'll admit maybe I am wrong. Maybe Ann Coulter is a genius and I'm just too smart for her. Who knows? But I kind of doubt it, honestly, because Ann Coulter, like her fans, is a coward. And a very intellectually dishonest one at that. It'd be one thing, mind you, if she actively said that someone challenged her to a debate and didn't feel it was worth it on that interview that we played last week. However, she didn't even do that. She claimed no one wanted to debate her because she's just too smart. Or heck, even just mysteriously coming up with a reason why she couldn't go to Politicon. But you couldn't have that either. No, you had to show up but not get criticized. And again, both the Ann Coulter Twitter account and her fan account, Amnesty, have not once mentioned this. That's it. I'm Ephrom, and good night.